Happy Friday Eve. Happy Thursday. It's the Flex Zone podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need
it.
Flex Zone morning show. We love coming on here in the morning, getting your day started with some sports talk. Special, illustrious guests. First and foremost, the Commanderlorain, one half of the founding fathers, because I got both of them with me. The senior producer, captain of the Goofy Ship, Crevonte, Bay. What's going on, my guy?
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy. Jam. Oh, jam.
Holding on with me with this Commanders content. Appreciate you.
Man, listen, you could tell it's a little different. It's the morning show. Dre ain't give me nothing. He ain't give me nothing. It's definitely the morning show. We just wake up. Wake up with the Flex Zone. As we wake up too. But yeah, man, we pushing through, man. What we got, like 5-6 weeks left, something like that. Yeah, we continue to push. I keep coming back. This week may be a little different, but we're gonna keep pushing through. And this is something a little different. We doing a little joint, you know what I'm saying? This all right.
2 for the price of 1, and who better to get a deal with than the late night king, the man who doesn't sleep, the super producer, the one and only Pride of the East Side savior, misbehavior, on location from his home studio, the one and only Drizzy Dre, the OTC. What's up, man?
Acknowledge me.
It's always a big deal when you're in the building. There you go.
Yes, sir. It's the morning. It's the morning, as my good brother just said. Ready to rock and roll, man. There's a lot of sports, to cover, so I'm ready for it.
Let's get to it, Crevonte. The Commanders head to Minnesota this coming Sunday. Ironically, where Dre was a few weeks ago for the Ravens. It is a 2.5-point spread. As I pull it up for you to get a look at it, Crevonte. 2.5-point spread for this game. How do you feel about the spread and getting into the matchup? Because I believe, let me get the numbers here because I had so you guys have played an overall 23 times. Commanders are 10-13 against the Vikings, 5-5 in Minnesota. Washington is looking to break a 3-game losing streak to Minnesota and looking for their first win in Minnesota since 2007. First ever win at US Bank Stadium, and its first win against Minnesota since 2016. Last December, Crevonte, the Commanders went 4-0, looking to win 5 consecutive games in the month of December for the first time since 2012. How you feeling about all that good news?
It's a little different. I see the point spreads have flipped because the Commanders were favored for a little bit. So I guess they're saying JJ McCarthy's playing. Because now it looks like the Minnesota Vikings are favored. It flipped back, and boy, it flipped to the Minnesota Vikings. So I think that means JJ McCarthy's playing. So and I forgot the guy's name that was playing before, but he wasn't.
Garbage. That's what his name was. Garbage.
Brosmer, Max Brosmer, I believe.
Well, Max wasn't it? So since the point spread flipped, I know how Vegas works. I think that means JJ McCarthy's playing, which means, I think the Minnesota Vikings have a slightest of edges. JJ McCarthy's not a world beater or anything like that. So I think it's still going to be pretty even as far as money on the Commanders and money on the Vikings.
Real quick, looking at the injuries, Crevonte, for the Vikings, we'll start there. Reuniting with Jonathan Allen, he was limited. I'm looking for J.J. McCarthy. He did practice in full, so it looks like he's on track to play. So J.J. McCarthy will be back. How do you feel about him in his first year, really, and going up against Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison? They still got an offense, Aaron Jones, and the Commanders' defense showing some progress with old Dan Quinn calling the plays.
To be honest with you, man, the Vikings roster is pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's just the quarterback position where they're having, issues with. if they can find a way to protect JJ McCarthy because he has weapons galore. If they could find a way to protect him and give him time to find guys like we haven't called, I feel like we ain't called Justin Jefferson's name all year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's obviously due to the lack of consistency from the quarterback position. I think if they could find a way to protect him, you know, the Vikings should be all right. Because you know, the Commanders have their own issues on the other side of the ball, but we're not crazy on the pass rush side of the game or on the defensive side of the game. So the Vikings have an opportunity, but that was a laundry list of injuries. It was a lot of limited. I saw a lot of limited. I didn't see too many fulls, but it was a lot of limited. So I don't know who all is going to play, but I saw JJ McCarthy was full, so which means he's pretty much a go to play.
Looking at the Commander side, Crevonte, JD5, limited, a lot of rest here. Yeah. So looking like the same cast of characters, but guys getting the normal vet day of rest at this point in the season. And plus it's cold outside. You don't want to be getting hit all around.
Right. So
well, I mean, is the game in Minnesota or is it in?
It is in Minnesota, yeah. So they haven't won in the new stadium and they haven't beat Minnesota since 2007 in Minnesota, and they haven't beaten them since 2016 overall.
Okay, because I heard you say some of that, but I didn't know if it was just like them not beating them or if it was.
Well, remember, Dre, the Ravens hadn't won in Minnesota ever either, so it was the first time for them, and I think that was the first time Harbaugh beat the Vikings. So he's now beat, I think, every team.
That officially made him beat every team. But now, if the game is indoors, they'll be fine. But if
you were there, it's a tough place to play, regardless of the record.
Yeah, that whole, you know, it does really get loud in there. The dome, like Vikings fans are loyal. It's just like Crevonte was just saying, the quarterback position has just been iffy for them, which is sad because it's a team that, you know, last year 14-2 had the possibility of getting the number one record. Didn't do well in the playoffs, but they just can't seem to get the quarterback position right. They have a decent defense, have one of the best one of the best defensive coordinators in the game, one of the best offensive minds in the game, one of the best head coaches. Arguably, number one or number two receiver in the league. It's always between basically Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, but they just can't. The quarterback position is the only thing that's just been in question. If they can just get that right, the Vikings, instead of talking about the Packers or the Detroit Lions, we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. Unfortunately for the Commanders, it's just a bad season because the quarterback play that happened. Now, to my brother's credit here from DC, he said that they were going to have issues moving forward. He did say last year that, last year was an anomaly, but there were a lot of other issues to clean up. And then, there was off-season drama about paying Terry. And then, there's some of the other needs that they had weren't addressed. So it's still going to be an uphill battle. And then this season, the quarterback play, just like Minnesota, but the injuries, it's just been an up and down year with the injuries. So, we'll see what happens with them next season. But it's just unfortunate that this season, what's happened. I'll save my picks for a little bit, but it depends on, again, who's playing. If JJ is available, okay. But how can you even really call it a full rookie year for him? Because when you think about it, he's only played like 4 games this whole year,
maybe.
And then last year he didn't play none. So it's like, how do you really progress? And then you got to start making decisions real soon because it's like, okay, we're entering year 3.
His third rookie year.
You haven't played a full season yet, and it's like, what do you do? It's not like your quarterback where you've played and then you have playoff experience on top of it. It's not like a CJ Stroud, a Lamar Jackson, type of ordeal. Dude, you've been hurt, so they got to make some decisions real soon. Especially next year, it's going to be a telling point. Usually by year 2. You're able to see what you have in your quarterback, whether this is the guy or he's not. But the Vikings can't even move forward because right now it's like we don't know what we have, and you don't want to move off of him too soon. But at the same time, you can't keep being injured out there, and you haven't had a full rookie season. You haven't had time to practice. Like we're talking about Shador, we haven't had time to get reps with the ones. Um, you haven't had any time to get chemistry, like I said, and we're talking about whether or not one of the best wide receivers in all of football are his years being wasted because they can't get the quarterback position right. And it's also unfair too to their head coach, who you see is a quarterback guru because he's been able to do what he's been able to do. Kirk Cousins, been able to go to the playoffs with them. He's been able to go to the playoffs with Carson Wentz and turn his whole career around. But JJ McCarthy, you put that into question, but it's because of the injuries. So what do you do moving forward? It's a lot of unknown questions for both teams.
All right, Crevonte, what are your keys to victory? And real quick update for us, the Saturday, December 20th game against the Eagles flex to 5 p.m. Packers, Bears, 8 p.m. prime time. I feel like they wanted the opposite, but the way the season is going, they had to switch it.
Yeah, they should.
They flex what they can flex, man.
Yes.
Also, on the Commanders injury report, I saw JD5 was limited as well.
Shut him down.
I really hope Dan Quinn doesn't play him, but knowing Dan Quinn is really pushing, and even though the season is all lost, and he's gonna keep on fighting. And if JD5 is healthy, I'm terrified that he's gonna put him out there. I'm glad that he's limited because if he was full, I would be like, damn, he's gonna play. But you're right, Dre. I've been saying this for a while. Shut him down, please. Like, this season is a loss. These wins are meaningless. If anything, you messed up the draft position. Play competitive football, but pretty much leave it at that. But keys to the game. So offensively, they have to lean on, and this is for Cliff Kingsbury. You have to lean on the running game. You have to be balanced. We talked about Brian Flores, how great he is as a defensive coordinator. If he gets the opportunity to key in on you or make you one-dimensional, it's going to be a long afternoon. So we have to be balanced and actually run the football. Number 2, limit turnovers. Have to limit turnovers. We have not won. I don't think we won a turnover battle all year, if I'm being honest. So we can't give JJ McCarthy and his Minnesota offense more opportunities to put up points on us. Let's go to defense. Pressure. Talked about it earlier. We have to find a way to put pressure on JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy is still very much a young quarterback, damn near still a rookie, like we said, because I think you need, they say about 30 games. You need about 30 starts to really see what you got, which is, pretty much 2 years worth of starts. And JJ has a quarter of that, if that. So, or you really don't know what you have. So he's still trying to figure things out. So putting pressure on him can force him into some mistakes, which brings to our next point, forcing turnovers. We have that is we know how much turnovers is a momentum shift, and you have to win the turnover battle. I would say have to, but it helps tremendously if you could win the turnover battle while you're on the road. All right, KD.
In case you wanted a little stocking stuffer, for the missus to tell her what you want. There you
go. Let's see. So yeah, forcing turnovers when you're on the road, on top of protecting the ball, if you could force a turnover too, that'll also help. Winning the line of scrimmage. That's my last one on the defensive side of the ball. Winning the line of scrimmage. That's in the on the passing game and the running game, being able to close up gaps and get pressure on the quarterback, winning the line of scrimmage. And of course, special teams. This is where a game can absolutely flip on top of its head. Whether it's stealing a possession, whether it's getting a score, or if it's just Trustway just being able to flip the field. We need special teams to be stout, pretty much. If anything, I could say that's been happening for the most part this year, is that our special teams has been pretty consistent outside of Bat Gay, who is no longer with us, which is a beautiful thing. We now have Moody as our kicker, which is
Moody
is a lot better. So I feel I have more confidence in our special teams moving forward. But those are my keys.
All right, Dre, I'll start with you. What's your prediction for this game? And then we'll get into the extension after we get Crevonte's. But I'll start with you.
Simple. If JJ is playing, Minnesota wins. If he's not playing, Commanders will win.
Jesus.
All right, Crevonte.
It's just that simple. I mean, if JD was playing, hands down, we'd say the Commanders should win this game. But he's not. And like Crevonte said, I mean, I don't understand, same thing with Joe Burrow. I don't understand why you even out there. You have a slim chance to make the playoffs. Yes, he beat the Ravens, but I mean, brother, you got a whole uphill battle to climb. So shut JD down, man, and just do like the NBA and just chalk it up and do until next year.
We will pick the rest of the game, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Crevonte, I'll let you have the last word on this one.
I mean, I agree, and I think Vegas agrees as well, because we saw the point spread flip. If JJ McCarthy plays, I do think I give the edge to the Minnesota Vikings. But on the selfish fan side of the game, I don't want the Commanders to win another game. If I'm being completely honest with you, we're slowly going up the draft board. We're slowly going up the draft order on the draft board. And I just think these games are meaningless. And then when April comes, it's like, oh, man, if they was a little bit higher. No, we have a chance to be higher. Now, let's do it now. Like, as long as the Commanders are playing competitive football, they're not all getting blown out like they did in the Chiefs game, the Lions game, and the Seahawks game. The game looked like the game against the Broncos. Oh, that's cool. Because that's hope. They're playing better, and Dan Quinn it seems the defense is playing better under his play calling. But I'm not looking to win any of these meaningless games, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm going with the Vikings to let me see. Score, I'm thinking 24, probably 24-17.
All right, there you have it. We'll be live on Sunday to talk about this game and Ravens Steelers. Speaking of which, it is Steelers week, Dre. But we had some breaking news last night around the time everybody probably was getting off work, getting home. Mark Andrews, the much maligned Mark Andrews, the all-time leading receiver in receptions, touchdowns, and yards for a Baltimore Ravens player, signs a 3-year, $39.3 million extension, putting him in the top 5 of tight ends next year. I don't hate the move. I know a lot of Ravens fans are going crazy. What does this mean for Likely? I think they're going to franchise him potentially. They may lose Tyler Linderbaum, but the whole O-line has regressed, so that may not be a loss. But, Dre, how you feel about this? Andrews, I think, sometimes gets a bad rep. He's still a hell of a player despite some gaffes in the playoffs. But $39 million, where's this money coming from? And how does this impact Lamar? Like I said, Likely. A lot of players, they got to re-up and redo this offseason.
I'm gonna use an analogy, and I know we're talking about the NFL, but think about the NBA with LeBron James and his son Bronny, Giannis and his brother being on the team. That's what Mark Andrews means to Lamar Jackson. That is his go-to guy. Every quarterback has their go-to guy. If they throw it up, they know, hey, there's reliable here. You have, the connection. Think about the tight end connection with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So look at Jordan Love without his tight end Kraft. How that impacts the offense. So that's Lamar's guy. He wasn't going anywhere. I know he had the drop. Congratulations to him. You know, I'm bending knee. But no, I mean, but you know, that's his go-to guy, and like you know, they came in together. They have a connection on the field. Yeah, it was disappointing that they didn't, you know, get it done in the playoffs. But even so, Lamar Jackson was defending this guy. He was by his side the entire offseason. And so, you know, Andrews, with everything that he's done, all the Ravens records that he's accomplished, you know, I'm not, like you said, I'm not mad at the move. Like you said, we have other problems on offense. The offensive line isn't right. Likely doesn't look like the same Likely that we've seen in the past years. So I'm not mad, you know, at the fact that Andrews is getting his money. It's not like he's getting the top tight end money. He's like you said, it propels him to one of the top 5. So
And he's still a top 5 tight end to me. I mean, he still is.
He still is one of the top tight ends because I'll admit, this year I think he leads the Ravens this year in like receptions and touchdowns.
Him and Zay probably the only person that's really doing something. I mean, you know, occasionally Henry here and there, but I mean, receiver wise, they're the only 2 that show up.
Yeah, so I'm not mad because, like we said, Likely's had a drop off this season, and you know, it's really been, you know, mostly like Andrews or Zay who have been the 2 reliable people on offense. So I'm not mad at the move. Get your money, brother. Well deserved. And hopefully, you know, we can actually win a playoff game instead of getting bounced down to the first round. But look, since last year, he has shown up this year, to his credit.
Speaking of showing up,
this dude looking like a professor.
He doesn't like the move. I know he doesn't like Andrews.
I'm just here for 2 seconds and then I'll be gone. But it's a terrible move. Awful. He's done. Have you not watched him this year, Greg? He's done. He's done, bro. I like Mark Andrews. I love him. He's great, what he did for the team. But his time is over with. And they just wasted $40 million on this guy. And Likely he's 25 years old. Yes, he's having a down year. Yes, he got injured, you know, to start off the season. But come on, man. Yeah. Likely is the future, not Andrews. But that's my time. I'm out of here. That's all I wanted to say. Have a great rest of the show. I'll be in the comments section.
Carlos was right. You don't like nothing, man. Like, I swear. Just coming over here. I mean, he just comes in and just all buttoned up and sour. Like, just like an uncle, man. Like, damn, man, come on. Like, just come in here all somber. Well, you know, I don't like the move. Man, get your ass over here. Man, look, the move is not bad. Look, it's not a bad move. The Ravens aren't like...
It'll be a bad move, Dre, if they let Likely just walk for nothing. And that'll be a bad move because they can franchise him. There's no way you let him leave the building. Like y'all say, you lock the door, you talk about it, y'all get it done, whatever it takes. If it's a franchise tag, if you gotta scrape some extra dollars from somewhere else or restructure somebody else, you keep both tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays the NFL is really a 2 tight end set. I mean, the New England Patriots kind of gave us the blueprint for that with Hernandez and Gronk. You know, I mean, I know it didn't really pan out, but I mean,
it wasn't because on the field. It wasn't because on the field.
Yeah, it wasn't because on the field.
On the field, they was doing work. They was doing work on the field. On the field, not good. Yeah, not good.
Sheesh, man.
We should be laughing.
It wasn't even because of the football. They was actually good at that.
But yeah, I mean, look, like I said, they gave us the blueprint for how it could work, and it has worked. So I'm not, like you said, it's not that bad, and it's not going to hurt the Ravens that much. Now, it's not like he's killing our pockets with this move. You know, it's like a little decent move. He gets his money, but it's not breaking the bank type of money, which we know the Baltimore Ravens aren't really going to do anyway. So, no, I'm not mad at the move, man. Come on, it's not that bad. And they'll, like you said, they'll probably end up keeping Likely.
Plus, you know, the way they do contracts now, they can cut him probably after a year or 2 anyway if it's not going right. So we'll see. Crevonte, I mean, I know you know ball. You know how things go around here as well. How you feel about this move as we get ready for Steelers week, which we'll get into in a second?
I think him saying it from Dre's account is hilarious. I think that's hilarious. The Ravens have been making some questionable extensions, mainly with the Harbaugh. The timing of those extensions and the reason for them is like I don't know. But as far as Andrews, I understand keeping him. Because like you said, Dre, likely has not been, he's not looked like he did when he first started. So you still want a veteran who knows the offense, is familiar with Lamar, to hang around. Now, is Mark Andrews past his prime? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's going into there. I don't think he's in the twilight of his career like Travis Kelce is currently, where he's obviously you see the obvious decline. But as long as you don't break the bank with him and you don't let Likely walk, I'm cool with them keeping him for a 3 year, for another 3 year stint, which really means 2. And they probably let him. If he continues to decline, they'll probably let him go by that 3rd year, and Likely would. If you guys keep Likely, that'll be Likely's time to shine.
I mean, truly speaking, Likely's been shining the past couple years. It's just that this has been a year where Andrews has just stepped up. And the whole offense has been a drag anyway. So I'm not mad at it, especially when he is productive and you see the offensive production that he's been able to have. Plus, like I said, it's not that bad of a cap hit. If it was a bad cap hit, then I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? But it's not a bad cap hit, and he's already given, as much as he's given, and Likely will probably end up, if he turns it around next season, will probably end up getting back to, the major catches and everything. But I mean, now this has been a decline year for him because I think about the Thursday night game. You pass the Likely and then you fumble the rock, and it's a turning point in the game. So no, man, like I said, I'm not mad at it just because it's not a bad cap hit and what he's been able to do for the franchise. Sometimes we gotta show loyalty. I know sports is business, but we gotta be able to show a little loyalty to the people who produce for us.
Let us know in the comment section how you feel about the Andrews extension. Let's get to this Ravens Steelers game. 6-6, no other way. Both of these teams have the same record. Now, the all-time series, Steelers lead 36-27, 33-25 in the regular season, 3-2 in the postseason. Now, I do want to pose this question. Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh kind of tied at the hip. Tomlin 21-17 against Harbaugh through 38 meetings, second to only George Halas and Curly Lambeau. Tomlin leads in the postseason 2-1. Crevonte, I'm going to start with you because I think the team that maybe doesn't make the playoffs, maybe their coach is maybe not fired, but they like to say mutually parting of ways. That's a new terminology now. And a lot of people are saying, the Giants job. I've even heard Mike Tomlin, Big Ben saying he should go for Penn State. I mean, one of these brothers may be not with their team anymore, or maybe both, depending on how the playoffs go. How do you feel about this matchup and looking at the head-to-head of these two coaches now, where coaches barely get a cup of coffee anymore?
You know what? I think there is a shot that both teams let their coaches go. One because of not making the playoffs, and one because of an early exit. I don't know who's going to be in what position, but there's a good chance. Well, I'm gonna say there's a solid chance that both teams let their coaches go. And I just think it's sometimes, voices get stale and you start seeing the same things happen over and over and over again. And, it may be time for, a change in the voice. But my gosh, these guys have been going at it for so long and they've been coaches for so long. I don't think either one of them would have trouble finding their next gig or finding their next job. But especially Mike Tomlin, he's he's very well liked and respected in a lot of NFL coaching circles. He could go to Penn State and take over. You know what I'm saying? Or go to New York and take over. Like, I think that'll very much happen. Now, as far as Harbaugh, I think he's very, very well respected as well. I just think he probably will hang on before Mike Tomlin. Like, Mike Tomlin will probably get let go before Harbaugh. But if, like I said, if things don't work out, like let's say the Ravens win a division and they get dog walk in the first round, I think you gotta consider parting ways with Harbaugh. But both of these guys, I don't think they'll have trouble landing, you know what I'm saying, with their next with their next gig.
Go ahead, Dre. I know you love your frat brother, and I know Harbaugh.
Look, all right. Let me say this, because while Crevonte said that, let me add in Nick Sirianni too. I know that we're talking about the division, but I want to bring up Nick Sirianni for the simple fact of, you realize that you can have 3 Super Bowl winning head coaches all gone. I mean, think about it too, because you brought up the point about Mike Tomlin, the voice getting stale. We've been thinking that here in Baltimore, the fact that Lamar Jackson hasn't been able to get over the hump. And I want to add Nick Sirianni for the simple fact, if the Eagles have another collapse with the Dallas Cowboys on the rise and you guys on the decline right now, it's about to get very interesting to see what happens, moving forward with these two, with those Super Bowl winning head coaches. But let me turn to Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin, in a year where the Ravens started 1-4, you have Joe Burrow, who got injured again, and you may not make the playoffs when they basically just gave it to you on a silver platter. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be hard to make that argument, and especially because we've been talking about how Mike Tomlin has been able to survive because he's been having these above 500 or 500, or never having a losing seasons. But brother, you gotta make some type of production, because this is your division, or like they're giving it to you, and you may miss the playoffs after all that. To have the Ravens walk, as Crevonte likes to say, slow walk you down. That's basically what done happened, and and the defense is not getting any better. So it's you've had the highest paid defense, but yet your defense has been struggling for some time now. So I'm unsure about the status of Mike Tomlin, and I never want to call for another brother's job. Trust me, I think that the Steelers would be making a mistake getting rid of Mike Tomlin, but it may be. I think the whole Andy Reid thing is the best example of this, because both John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin are in positions where you may have just run your course. It may be time to get a new voice in there, because you've been around so long, it gets stale, and it may be just time to move forward. I mean, look, Andy, like we said, Andy Reid left Philadelphia and went on to have other success. Same thing with another head coach who's been able to do that too recently, but I just can't think of him right now. But you have coaches who have been able to have success in other places. So if it doesn't pan out, it's okay. Maybe your second stint around, and you can really move forward. But it may be time for some new blood. Oh, I was thinking about Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. The fact that you see what New England has. Sometimes you need new blood in there. Mike Vrabel and what he's been able to do, turn that whole franchise around when we thought that they were dead in the water, but being able to get the quarterback in there and the right head coach, and in positions of, well, the Ravens, you have the quarterback, you just need the coach. The Steelers, maybe finally they can get their quarterback pairing, but that's the only deficiency right now with Mike Tomlin. He just hasn't been able to get the quarterback position right. So that's why I kind of be like, maybe we can, do something with Mike Tomlin, but it's a weird position for Tomlin, and because it's like you're not bad enough to get one of the top tier quarterbacks, but you're not good enough to win it all either. You're at that middle tier.
Yep.
And like I said, the Ravens, you're coming in a position where you have your quarterback, but the coaching is just in question. And I know I brought up Mike Sirianni, but I know I brought I'm sorry, I know I brought up Nick Sirianni, but let me also just say this too. Within the division, man, you realize that all the coaches could be fired within that division.
I was thinking that.
Because
I was thinking that
the Browns can't get the quarterback position right, and you don't know if all that whole controversy with Shador. It seemed like they about to be on the outs. Zach, with the Bengals, you have all that talent on offense. The defense has been in question, but all the starts of 0-2, and then you wasting Joe Burrow's time. You might have to go. John Harbaugh, you can't get over the hump. You may have to go. Mike Tomlin, you've been at this middle tier, but it's the Pittsburgh Steelers at the same time. The same thing, the same argument we make with the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers. These are franchises historic that we know have won in the past. Maybe time so that way it gets some new blood in there, so that way y'all can get back to y'all winning ways. So it's a chance that, like, not only are we talking about Super Bowl winning head coaches, but the whole division may just be turned on his heels because we don't know what we're going to get.
But I think for Mike Tomlin, the issue is that his defense, his calling card is declining. Him having the most expensive defense this year and probably the past couple years, and they have been playing so poorly. Like, I've never seen the Steelers' defensive ratings be this low in so many different categories. Like, they're in the 30s in a lot of these categories. And one thing we knew Mike Tomlin could be able to hang his hat on was his defense. And it was like, okay, he has the highest paid defense, but it's warranted because they're playing like it. But now they're no longer playing like it. And you still haven't got the quarterback position right. So it's like, now what? Are you going to pull? You may have to look at what Chicago did. You might got to change course, altogether. Get a new guy in there to go to the offensive side of the ball and maybe look at it. Got some guys who has their ears to the, NFL streets or the college football streets for a quarterback position. Somebody who knows how to fix the offensive line. So these are things Mike Tomlin has been able to overcome. But it may be time for a whole flip.
Well, let me say this though about Chicago though too, because a lot of us look at Caleb and how he's supposed to be, the guy, and the reasons for the Bears moving on from Justin Fields to now Caleb Williams, but the bread and butter of that team has been running the football. It hasn't been necessarily the quarterback.
Right.
Granted, I'm not saying that he's the worst or he's the best, but his completion percentage is horrible.
Oh,
it's like
gosh.
it's in the bottom, and it's like it's like Caleb has just been able to just make the right plays at the right time, but he's got a lot of improvement to work with, and I question moving forward how Ben Johnson and Caleb are going to move, because remember, he's also within that class too. You had Caleb, Jaden, JJ, Drake, and I feel like Bo Nix. Oh, and Penix too.
Penix, yeah.
So, and when you look at that, JD and Drake have been the two standouts. Bo, you can put Bo into it too, but Bo isn't that. Well, and this is another topic for another day because we could really go into it. But it's like those two are the top two right there when it comes to that that quarterback class. But like I said, we could go into another discussion about them moving forward.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's so crazy to think like, damn, like the whole division is in turmoil on the head coach's side of the game. Like that's kind of crazy, but
two of them Super Bowl winning coaches. One of them been to a Super Bowl.
One went, yeah. So yeah, it's it's a lot, but that it just say all that to say there's so much riding on these two games, like because y'all play them again in a couple weeks,
and end of the year we close out the season against them in Pittsburgh.
So pretty much in like 3-4 weeks, y'all play them again. So
because we got Pittsburgh, we got the Bengals, Pats, one other game I can't remember, and then it's the Steelers,
Packers, and Lambeau.
I ain't going back there. Green Bay's a great place, but my gosh, it's cold.
Dre, real quick, any keys and who you got winning, and we'll go through. I'll go to Crevonte, then we'll go to the picks and get y'all out of here.
I think it's a must win for both teams, but with Aaron Rodgers being iffy, I think the Ravens really have a real good shot to win this, especially because that Pittsburgh defense has been up and down. I think you can just do whatever you kind of want offensively, but I think the key is to make sure you just run the football. If you run the football, you open up so many doors to the passing game, and this is a broken record because we keep saying this over and over again. But in that Bengals game, even Derrick Henry, averaging like 6 yards a carry, only got 10 rushes. It's like, come on, no. Give that man the football, especially in this time when it's cold, December, you're getting into the playoffs. Run the football. You have 3 capable running backs with Keaton Mitchell, Justice Hill, and Derrick Henry. Run the football. If I was them, especially when you think that Lamar has been hurt, the man has gone from his knee to the ankle to the toe. Like there's only I don't know what other part of the leg you can go further down, but come on, if your quarterback ain't looking right, just turn around, run the football, keep running it down the Steelers' throat, and then that'll open up doors for their passing game, because you can apparently pass on them. Think about what Jamar Chase, what he was able to do on Jalen Ramsey. So you can pass on them. It's just that you just got to be able to establish the run, and we haven't done that. Even if it's not working at first, eventually it will. Keep running the football. That's, to me, is the key to the game. Keep your defense off the field for a team, the one side of the football that's been bending but not breaking. And then offensively, that can open up a lot of doors. And maybe Lamar Jackson can finally get that touchdown streak broken and be able to get his mind right.
Go ahead, Crevonte.
I think this is. I feel like this is a key in pretty much in most games, but definitely Ravens Steelers. It is going to be the line of scrimmage. I think that is the biggest key of any rivalry, especially this one. The Steelers' defensive line has been playing, solid, but the defense as a whole has not. The Ravens are going to have to push them around, and like you said, Dre, it's getting cold. Don't nobody really want to tackle Derrick Henry. All right, it ain't. Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if you noticed, Jalen Ramsey not even playing corner. He playing safety now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not even in front of really nobody anymore.
As he shouldn't be.
As he shouldn't be. But the Ravens offensive line and the Steelers defensive line, that's the matchup, that I'm looking at. Don't allow TJ Watt to get off, because if you run the ball, all right, he got to stop the run. Don't give him an opportunity to just pass rush and go after Lamar Jackson, who's already dealing with some injuries. Don't allow TJ Watt to get off, because we know he's one of the best pass rushers in the league still. You know what I'm saying? So running the football keeps him honest. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't just rush up the field because he'll leave that gap between the tackle and the guard wide open. That B gap open. So that matchup is what I'm looking forward to most. And on the flip side, and Rodgers being hurt and Rodgers being 40, I don't know how much. I don't know how much he got. Like I'm gonna take the Ravens defense, Kyle Hamilton and them boys to make enough plays to keep the Steelers offense, in check.
Well, the sad part about what you said is that when you're talking about TJ Watt, and I just think about how him and Myles Garrett have been just raving killers. And if Myles Garrett was able to, get that many sacks, I can just imagine what TJ Watt is going to be able. So that my hope is that, like you said, they can just do something to keep TJ Watt at bay, because if you weren't able to stop Myles Garrett, I'm fearful of what TJ Watt's going to do.
We'll see how it plays out. Dre, I don't know if you had the standings for the picks, but we can run through the picks real quick.
No, I don't have them there.
Okay. Well, we got a good Thursday night, guys. Cowboys and Lions. Cowboys trying to make a playoff push. Lions got to stay up with the Packers and Bears in their own division and try to make the playoffs themselves. Crevonte, Dre, how y'all feeling, man? I'm still conflicted about this game. I don't even know who I'm picking yet.
I think I picked the Lions, Ray. I think that's what I sent.
I'm picking them boys. I think okay. I honestly think the Cowboys can run the table.
And it's so crazy because this is right around the time where they would start cowboying, but they do have a shot to flip, because I think the important thing here is that they know who they are. I think the Cowboys know their identity and they know who they are. And George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott got something really good going. And Dak Prescott is legit, in a position where he's leading, the Cowboys offense. Now the defense is like, saying, do what you can do, but we're going to put up yards and we're going to put up points. So they do have an opportunity. I'm going to lean on the fact that the Cowboys are not at home and the Lions, this is must-win territory. So I'm going to say Dan Quinn, Jared Goff, and them show up. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is hurt.
I was just about to say that. They don't know his status yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, ankle injury. But I kind of feel what you're saying, Crevonte. Lions have to win, kind of, and they're at home. So.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's the tough one.
I just kind of talked myself out of it now I'm thinking, because their offensive line is kind of in shambles, too. No Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Jared Goff is a statue. Sheesh, man. I just made this big old case for the Lions, and I'm about to undo it.
Man, at this point, yeah, it's like, come on, man.
I don't know, man.
It's a flip of a coin, as we say.
This is a team, like us. They tried to promote within house, and it doesn't seem to be working the same way that it did last year.
And the Lions' defense is not great either. God damn.
I'm with you, Dre. If the Cowboys can win today, they probably might run a table. And they're only 2 games back of the Eagles.
Like I said, it gets real interesting if the Eagles lose one more game.
And like I told Crevonte last week, the Packers and Bears still play twice. So those 2 teams, it's a lot of flip-flopping that's going to take place still. And you got those NFC West teams. All 3 of them are solid. I mean, we'll give you a game time decision, Crevonte. We don't want to belabor the point. I get it.
My bad.
No,
Jeez, man.
Yeah, it'll be a flip of the coin. We can run through some of these anyway. It's fine. That's probably one of the best games of the week, which is actually good. Seahawks over the Falcons. I think we agree there.
1, 2, 3.
Do the Bills put the Bengals out of their misery since the Ravens couldn't do it? I think so. I think
so.
Run game.
Yeah.
Browns over the Titans.
Yes, the Browns could get another win.
Yes. I was gonna say with the Commanders, they're chasing you.
Come on, baby. Yes, come on, Browns.
We did Commanders Vikings. I'm with Dre. If JJ plays at home, I think the Vikings win, which, like you said, Crevonte, would help your case. And then if the Browns win, they be 4-9. You guys would be 3-10 with a loss. So there you go.
Fifth spot, baby. Fifth spot. That's what I'm looking for.
Dolphins and Jets. This is interesting because I feel like the Jets could steal this one, but the Dolphins are playing better.
I'm gonna say the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll
But
with
the
the Dolphins.
Dolphins in New York, in Jersey, at this
What's the
time of
weather?
year?
Hold on. What's the weather? What's the weather?
What's the weather?
Cold.
Because JJ,
40.
two or 40. Ain't that the line?
Oh, yep. It's right at 40.
Oh
Ooh.
shoot!
You know what? I'm still going to roll with the Dolphins.
Their
You're-
offense is balling. HN is doing his thing.
You're right that the Jets have seemed to make some progress, but I think it's too little, too late.
And they're not winning consecutive games. Probably they won that one. So.
They did win last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they may lose. I'm with Dre.
This is one of the rare times I'm going to pick because usually 2 in this weather is a no-go.
And the Dolphins, if they win 6 and 7, I mean, we talked about Mike McDaniel trying to save his job.
Yeah, I think that they're trying. I think they don't want him fired. I think that's what the inspiration was. I think it legit went from we just kind of like just coast into, oh snap, we actually like this guy. Let us keep him so that way he doesn't get let go.
All right, let's go Dolphins.
Buccaneers over the Saints, right? Cover your ears.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Colts Jaguars, big AFC South matchup. I'm rolling with the Jaguars, begrudgingly, but I'm rolling with them.
Yeah, same. I'm rolling with them. I mean, the Colts started off so hot, but now they just.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. Colts must win. Like, there's no way like they really crumbled like this. I'm gonna roll with the Colts in this game.
Okay. All right. We did Ravens Steelers. I think we all kind of on the Ravens there. Broncos could win. What would that be? 11 in a row, I believe. They would get to 11 and 2. He pace with the Patriots.
Broncos like 9-10 in a row.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Bears Packers, the game, America's game of the week. This will be a big one. Now, Dre, I was contemplating rolling with our Bears, but that Packers defense is probably going to give them a real test. And it's going to be cold. 16 degrees, by the way. 16.
I mean, you had to like Chicago ain't cold.
But I don't trust Caleb. I don't trust Caleb in the cold.
But I do trust the run game.
Is it going to be inclement weather?
Looks like just 16 and cloudy. No inclement weather now.
No rain. What about the wind? The wind or anything?
Yeah.
What are you asking him to be a weatherman? Like,
we do it all.
Look at you asking for a chance of precipitation. Northeast winds coming in.
Northeast winds coming at 16 miles per hour. It's like, woo, 16. Hold up, boy. Y'all ain't throwing the ball.
They played twice. I think they split. So.
And that's why I'm rolling with the Bears on this one.
Okay.
I think that the Bears established the run game. I think that they do enough in the division rival. I think that the Bears actually pulled this one off.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Dre. You look at quarterbacks. Caleb is playing better than Jordan Love.
They both.
If the Packers do not turn the ball over, I think they'll win.
But that's gonna be the key, Dre. The run game. If they can run, they'll win. If they can't.
So y'all think the Packers, and I'm the only one, the Lone Ranger?
I wanted to go Bears, but they're going to split, Dre. They got one more game.
I think they'll split. Yeah. I'm going with the Bears with the next game.
And the Bears got to lose at some point. So this is probably what it. Because remember, they just beat the Eagles.
Whoever wins this game, I'm going with the opposite team the next
game. Yeah, exactly. So we're going Packers, you're going Bears.
Split. But I'm going Packers now.
All right, Dre. Rams, Cardinals, Dre. We get to do
the Rams. The Rams.
That's right.
Easy. Texans Chiefs on Sunday night. Good game there.
I'm going with the Texans, y'all.
Okay.
To put them out of their misery. Oh,
this could do it. They got the number 1 defense.
Their defense is really fucking good.
Give me the Chiefs, but wouldn't be surprised.
I'm concerned about CJ Stroud.
Okay.
I'm concerned. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. This is the nail in the coffin, though.
Yeah,
because I thought last.
I wouldn't be shocked though. Dre's right though, because they always play them tough. They always have back and forth games. So
yeah, and I just think, I mean, even last year when that egregious call when the dude just smelled Patrick Mahomes and then he got a flag. It's like, come on, bro. Like I think that the Texans, that defense, they gonna be gunning after him, and then like you're talking about now where this Texas defense has shown up. I forgot the game that they played, and everybody on Thursday night, and everybody was just like, man, it was the Bills against what they were able to do against Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's a big body, mobile guy, and it's not to say that Patrick isn't mobile, but he ain't Josh Allen big, and if they were able to get to Josh Allen like that, they're gonna be able to get to Pat like that. So I think that this Texans team pulls it off, and that's crazy. We may be in a year where we talked about a whole division getting rid of head coaches. We're talking about Super Bowl winning head coaches being possibly gone. You're now looking at a scenario too, where you could possibly see 2 or maybe 3 of the top quarterbacks not in the playoffs, with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes.
It's crazy. What
Monday night got a good one. Justin Herbert, we don't know if he's going to play. Got hand surgery on his left hand, non-throwing hand. Eagles, Chargers. Both teams need a win.
Eagles in this one.
I'll go with the Eagles because the Chargers are in turmoil right now.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. And then we got Patriots, Giants, 49ers, Panthers on a bye week. Appreciate you, fellas.
Panthers are hot.
Yes, they are. They beat the Rams last week. It's going to be interesting. They got the Bucks twice in the last few weeks as well. So the NFC South is going to be interesting.
Can you believe the NFC South that like the Bucks are in an actual dogfight with the
It's like they knew the schedule beforehand. Like, oh yeah, we knew these teams were going to be in contention with each other. Just funny how it plays out every year, right? Just like what Dre said, the Ravens and Steelers play week 18. That'll probably be for the division.
Yep.
Crevonte, baby, appreciate you, man. We got a super post game on Sunday and let people know how to keep up with you and what we got going
on. Check me out on the Flex Zone, man. Like, share, subscribe. This is our first time doing a joint. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Situation. It was all right. It was cool. Pre-game, Ravens, Commanders. Post-game, Ravens, Commanders. Well, are we going to do that joint too? Are we going to do that?
Yeah,
together?
looking at another potential super conglomeration. As both teams play at 1 o'clock for one of the few times.
Right. All right. So, all right, we might do another joint thing just like this. So,
I think Raj will be at the game, so it'll probably be in the evening. So we'll get together. So we'll recap it all.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified when all this lavish content comes out. You'll find something you like. I guarantee it.
As Crevonte said, we'll be live on Sunday. And of course, Drizzy Dre's with me. He may make an appearance on Sunday. Hardest working man I know. Appreciate you making time this morning, my guy. Anything for the people before we get ready to get out here? I said I have y'all in an hour.
Man, make sure that y'all like and subscribe. Look, my man said he was a man of his word. We'd be out in an hour. Great to do this with you guys, and can't wait to, anytime, man. We all together. You know how it is, man.
Like the pastor says, Dre, I'm gonna hang out in 20 minutes. So you gotta get the people what they want.
Look. That's the one time when I think pastor be lying. Any other time, I don't want to
at a black church, that means an hour. That means an hour.
But anytime a pastor be like, I got a few minutes, add on about another 20. Yeah. If he just says like, look, I got about 30, double that.
For sure. We
didn't even add on, at the end when you gotta do altar call and get people to get saved and whatnot.
And don't get me started on the offering, Dre. Tithes and offering. Dig a little deeper, as they say. So.
Oh man.
Throw your ones up. Acknowledge us. Only place Give Me Sports. How you want it, fellas?
When you need it.
For Crevonte, the voice of reason, one half of the goofy ship, one half of the Founding Fathers, captain of the goofy ship, Commanderlorain. He's with me covering the Commanders, and he'll be with us as well. And of course, the OTC, Drizzy Dre, the man who makes this possible with Crevonte, the other half of the Founding Fathers and the Pride of the East Side. Savior of misbehavior. Big weekend of football, college as well. NFL, we'll talk all about it this weekend with you. We got a lot of content on the channel. More on the way. And I'm getting out of here. You'll see us soon. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. If you're watching on X, coming over to YouTube. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you later and tomorrow with more content. Peace. Hit the like button on your way out, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.